Hello everyone, and welcome back to Teaching English to Kids, a journey of fun learning. I'm your host, Paola Pando. Picture this. A teacher writes on the board. The present simple is used for habits. Then, they give examples and students complete a worksheet. It's clear, it's direct, and efficient. But picture now this one. A group of children listen to a story about a boy who plays soccer on Saturdays, eats apples every day, goes to school on Monday. Then together they discover what those actions have in common. Which of these two ways of teaching do you think is more natural for a child's mind? Today, in episode 10, we tackle the great debate in language teaching. The deductive versus the inductive approach. We'll discover why cognitive science and language acquisition overwhelmingly favor one for children. And we'll give you practical ideas to apply it right away, as usual. We have discussed some things that we are going to discuss again today. So first, let's clearly define the terms. The deductive approach is traditional and top-down. Here, the teacher presents a grammar rule explicitly at the start of the lesson. For example, today we'll learn can for abilities. Can is followed by a verb in the infinitive without to. Perfect. Then, students practice this rule with different types of exercises. It is structured and can be efficient for older students or adults who process abstractions well. Methods like the communicative approach actually can sometimes fall into teaching many rules at once, which can overwhelm a young brain. That's why, natural approach is what we truly recommend when we teach English to young learners. On the other hand, the inductive approach is bottom-up. Here, the teacher does not give the rule up front. Instead, what they do is to immerse the students in rich, contextual examples, like a song, a story, or a game. Then, they guide the children to themselves, observe patterns, and discover the rule. And they do that on their own. That's the key. Does it sound familiar for you? That's exactly how we acquire our first language. And that's the way children must acquire the second one. I have to be honest with you, and I have mentioned before, I truly believe that the natural approach, this natural way to acquire a second language, must be in all English classes, regardless the age. So let's come back. Why is the inductive approach so powerful for children? The answer lies in how their brains are wired, something that we have mentioned before actually. Cognitive neuroscience shows us that the brain of a child under 12 is a pattern detective machine. Researchers like Patricia Cole, we have mentioned her before, have demonstrated that babies and young children are natural aestheticians, absorbing linguistic sounds and structure from their environment without conscious effort. So the inductive approach leverages this innate ability perfectly well. This aligns perfectly with what we've already discussed in episode 5, the storytelling brain. We saw how stories activate multiple brain regions, creating deep connections. Story is the perfect inductive vehicle. It provides the context and necessary repetitions for the child's brain to extract the rule by itself without needing an abstract explanation. Furthermore, this method is the heart of Stephen Krashen's natural approach, which prioritizes the subconscious acquisition of language over over the conscious learning of rules. He always says that you can learn a language in both ways, but the deductive way, explanation, abstract things, is painful. And when you do it by the natural approach, an inductive approach, natural, the way you acquire the first language, that is not painful, it's fun. So for children, grammar should not be a subject to be studied, but a structure to be absorbed through comprehensible input that is meaningful for them. Okay, it sounds good in theory, but what does it look like in practice? So here there are 3 concrete strategies that you can put into practice in your classroom, and we have mentioned some of these things before. The power of storytelling. Reading, storytelling is the most powerful tool for acquiring a second language, so use it a lot. So for example, you want to teach some structure, grammar structure. I like, I don't like, very simple. So if you use an inductive approach, what you do is to read a story, like I Like Myself by Karen Beaumont. The story repeats the structure I like over and over again. You as a teacher, always in your facilitator role, after reading you can ask, what phrase did we hear many times? You can use TPR to demonstrate I like, to create a movement so that represents I like. You can have some objects near you and use them to show them that you like them, and show them like your body language implies that. And you can ask, what do you think I like means? Or you can invite them to do exactly the same. You can show pictures from the story and have them complete the sentence. He likes his, ears, smile. So what they do in this case is they have discovered the rule through the narrative. And they do it on their own without any explanation. Number 2, a second strategy, the grammar treasure hunt. For example, your goal is to teach possessive pronouns, my, your, his, her. To use an inductive approach, you can prepare flashcards, for example, with some pictures of people, children, and objects. A boy plus a ball, a girl plus the jump rope, or some other toys, etc. You can say it out loud. This is his ball, her jump rope. You can stick the images on the board, different ones of course, and invite the children to listen and touch. Listen carefully. I'm going to say blah 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 his book, blah 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 her pencil, and they can touch the correct picture, or you can do it with them. You can just invite 3 or 4 students and give them some objects and say, that is her pencil, his book, their bag. You can add more possessive pronouns. This is our classroom. Children need to practice the structure. They need to see it. They need to listen to it in order to grasp its meaning and use it. As we have worked in other episodes, repetition and recycling, always in context using different ways of representations. That's an obligation in our young learners' classrooms. What about 3, the third one? Songs and gestures. TPR is our method. You have like a grammar goal, imperatives or present tense, different actions. Touch, show, point, jump, or maybe daily routines. You choose. If you use an inductive approach, you use a song like One Little Finger, or you can create your own instructions. Actually you can use a melody and use that melody all over again and just change the words you want them to learn. You, teacher, as a facilitator, you sing and perform the gestures. Point to the window, jump 3 times. Simon Says that game is more or less exactly the same. Then give them a chance to be the teacher so they can give the instructions to their classmates. Through action and repetition, they internalize the command structure without you ever saying, "Today we will learn the imperatives." See? Because that is our final goal, that they acquire the structure and in the future they will be able to use it. So let's conclude. Shifting to an inductive approach isn't about teachers working less, but about the students learning more. Your role transforms from an expert who explains to a facilitator who designs experiences. And those experiences are for students to discover. It's the same role we discussed in episode 9 on universal design for learning. You have to create multiple pathways for learning to happen. It takes practice and careful planning, but the reward is a classroom full of engaged, motivated children who build their own language knowledge in a deep and lasting way. What about next week in our podcast episode? You know that I'm creating the content every week, so I'm not so sure. I would like to do something with vocabulary teaching, but also I have some pending like powerful questions, for example, how to ask powerful questions and how to work them in the classroom. I am not so sure, but I think we are going to go deeply into the structure, how to teach in an inductive approach, of course, universal design for learning, and in a natural way, the English we want our students to acquire. As usual, guys, if this episode made you rethink your way of teaching, please share it with a colleague. Together, we can create more meaningful learning experiences for our kids. Remember, it's not about filling a mind with rules, but about igniting the spark of curiosity that allows them to discover language for themselves. And English is beautiful. I don't know other languages. I speak Spanish because that's my native language, but I think English is beautiful. So we have to take advantage of that. So thank you very much for tuning in, for listening today, and I hope to see you next week with a new exciting content for English language teaching for young learners. Bye, everyone.